Alright people, don't know if you can hear me yet, but just had a trim, about to ride home before I ride to Cambridge. It is hot, it's blazing, I'm sweating and I'm baking. Alright, about to ride out now. Quickly zing home. I might change my t-shirt because this one is saturated, telling you. Especially with this bike jacket on, it is roasting. And I'm almost on schedule. I hope that you're getting a clear shot, you know. I hope that the visor isn't in the way. Like, I'll be really disappointed if the visor is in the way. Yeah, feel the power of the 125, cutting them corners fine. Come on, babe. Is that where you're gonna stop? Nice one. Yep. So, I guess this is like part 2 of my first vlog. And I really hope when I've got the visor up that it's not obscuring the camera. Just got a fresh trim now, ready for the summer. Kind of got this little mohawk trim. Thought she was going to turn there. Oh, don't be afraid of the bicycle. You're not a rider just because you've got a bicycle. Saw some good friends today in the barber shop, part of the community and that, or something. Yes, this is a nice day for riding, really nice. What's that, a Banshee? A Bandit, not bad. Yeah, 125s are fun, man. I think one thing that I'm really not worried about, but one thing that I'm conscious of is that I really do fly in and out of traffic like really quick on this 125. And I'm conscious that when I get a bigger bike, I might not be as nimble, you know. I might not be able to just like zing like that. My danger man tactics. With this one I can just chuck it like that, bang, like that. Well, I hope with a 600 I'll be able to do that. I mean, I'm looking to go to a Yamaha XJ6 next, completely naked, just like this bike. One, because I really like the naked look on a bike, and two, they say that the diversion, which is the fared version, adds quite a lot of weight to the bike, at least 6 kilograms. I think it was about 6 kilograms they said, and okay, that's not too much really, 6 kilograms, that's nothing, but why would I want an extra 6 kilograms in weight on my bike when I can have minus 6 kilograms, you know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense, I don't even know what I'm saying, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to be going for the Yamaha XJ6 naked, non-faired version, and I'm hoping that it's going to be as nimble as my Yamaha YBR 125. So I'm really like chucking this about, and I'm going to be really sad to see this go, but I am going to have to sell it before I get the XJ6. I would really like to keep it as my kind of around town bike, man, because it's so like slim and light. So slim and light. I don't know if the wind was affecting your sound there. Maybe you haven't even heard what I've been saying. If you haven't been able to hear, sorry about that. But I've been banging on about getting a Yamaha XJ6 naked non-faired bike, and how the weight difference between a 600 and a 125 is going to affect my inner city riding. I mean, like I said before, for those of you who did hear, or if you did hear, and it wasn't too windy, I would really like to keep my 125 for driving around in the city, because there's a lot of traffic a lot of the time, and the 125, man, it just deals with it, you know. It's just like, what's this guy doing? It's just so easy to squeeze through little gaps, make, you know, sudden quick decisions. I mean, the XJ6 could probably do that, no problem, because that was a decent gap, and I would have a lot more power to pull away with as well, but I don't know, only time will tell. I guess I need to take a test ride on one, really, but first I've got to pass my test. I haven't passed my test yet. I've got my CBT, of course, and I've got my motorcycle theory as well. However, I haven't done my mod 1 or mod 2 yet. I did go for my mod 2 about 2-3 months back and failed. I failed on the emergency stop. I hit the back brake a bit too hard and done a little skid in a straight line. I didn't swerve or anything like that. Just the back wheel locked, and obviously that's a fail. That's an instant fail. Everything else was fine. My speed trap was fine. My manoeuvring was cool. Blah blah blah. I just flopped it on the emergency stop, which I think was the last manoeuvre, you know. And I haven't been back since to retake it. So I've got to book that again. Get that done. I hope that you're being able to see everything here. So I've got to book that, get that redone, and I'm going to be doing the mod 1 and 2 on my 125. So what that means is that once I pass, I'll be restricted to 250cc on any bike that I have, and that's another reason I want to go for the XJ6. Because if you buy it from new, it comes with a free restrictor kit to restrict the bike down to 250 to make it, well, I was going to say legal, but I'll have a full license. I just can't ride anything more higher than the 250. But it comes with a free restrictor kit that will allow me to ride the bike even though it's a 600. So that is a really good perk from Yamaha, I think. So yeah, I'm going to do my mod 1 and 2 on my 125 because it costs a lot less than hiring a bike and lessons. I think, you know, a 3-day course, a 3-day direct access course ranges from about 3 to 500 quid. I've seen a 3-day course for 500 quid before. But yeah, direct access courses range from about 3 to 500 quid, I'd say. And you know, you get use of a big bike, you get your helmet and all that blah 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 included, and you get lessons. But I mean, I've been riding for about 2 years now, and I'm pretty confident that my riding's good enough to pass the test. Maybe what could I brush up on? Maybe I could brush up on my U-turn in the road, maybe, and my emergency stop. I find it quite difficult to practice an emergency stop on the road. I have tried a couple of times, and I have gone to a quiet road where I could get up to 30 and then quickly brake. But yeah, I'm pretty confident really. So instead of paying 300 to 500 quid for the direct access with a big bike provided by the test or the training centre, I'm going to go with my own bike and do the mod 1 and 2. And it's purely about the money really. I don't want to fork out 300 to 500 quid and 3 days of training, blah blah blah, when I can just use my own bike. And I think the mod 1 was like 15 quid or something like that, 19 quid, 15 quid. It was in the teens, at least when I booked it a couple of months ago it was. And then the mod 2 was like 95 quid or something. So in total I'm looking at about 120 quid. I mean 120 quid compared to 300 to 500 is a massive saving, you know. And I can what can I do with that 150 quid saving, 170 quid saving? I could buy, you know, I don't know, a bunch of stuff. I could buy a new helmet, some new boots, I could buy, you know, maybe I could get a second-hand, a new second-hand exhaust or something, I don't know, you know, bits and bobs in it. I could insure the bike, put that towards insurance, put that towards tax. Hell, I could do my shopping with it, you know. So I don't know why they just don't make it 40 here. Everyone does 40 until they get to the speed camera. Not me, of course, because, you know, I keep it professional. No hands. I wonder if this Honda's going to burn away. Let me see. It's old boy. Nah. Oh! Yeah, I could really do with a bit more of a powerful bike. Yeah, just for the... I think I'm ready now. I've got the lean kind of down, and everything. Leaning is a brilliant thing on a bike. I mean, there's some really good videos on YouTube of people going around this mountain. Oh bloody hell, I forgot what the mountain's called now. I'll have to come back to you on that. Forget I even mentioned it. But I remember when I first got the bike, I didn't know how to lean, and every turn I was making, I was turning the handlebars and, you know, all of that. Obviously you turn the handlebars, but I was really turning the handlebars to turn. And I know I'd ridden a push bike for a long time, so I had the, you know, the basic grasp of balancing, counterbalancing, counter steering, and so on and so forth. I had never really, when I got the bike initially, the motorbike, it took a good while for me to get the courage to lean, to really lean on bends. And I tell you why that is, because early on in the stage, or early on in, from when I got the bike, early on in my lifetime with the bike, I actually slipped and came off on a wet road one evening when I was coming home from work, and I did lean, not overly heavily, but quite heavily to the right, and it wasn't even a sharp bend. I'll show you the bend, in fact, this evening. Hopefully the lighting will be bright enough then on my way back from Cambridge for you to see. But it wasn't a sharp bend at all, and I came off in the wet, and from then on I never really leaned again. because I didn't want the bike to slip out from under me. Low siding, as they call it. I didn't want the bike to slip out, so I never done it again. But that was about maybe a year ago now. Actually, no, wait. Right, less than a year ago, about seven to 8 months ago, I'd say. And now I'm back to, well, I say back, I've improved my riding, and my leaning. I'm so much more confident leaning now. I love it, leaning's awesome. I've got a full driving license as well. When did I pass my driving test? I passed my driving test in 2008. What am I talking about? 1990. 2008 I passed my driving test. And I've driven a few cars, blah blah blah. But, and although I love driving, it does not compare to riding a bike.